Following today's incident, one person has died, 7 people in crucial conditions at the hospital.
A day after reports on the presence of an unknown disease in Ifumbawa Junior District, the government in Beira Region has directed the region's chief medical officer to transport for free all residents of Ifumba village who have the illness to go to the referral hospital in Beira and undergo diagnostic tests and receive treatment.
Nikiri wazi kwamba tatizo hili lipo na linatuumiza hasa mwaka jana.
Historically, this problem began in 1996, where one person died from vomiting blood. Since then, the disease has been recurring every now and then. Surprisingly, last year, 10 people died from the disease, 3 women and 7 men. The problem occurred April to December last year. So far, 34 Ifumbo residents have died, 22 patients who are vomiting blood in our hospital. In total, 56 people have died from the disease. As Ifumbo residents, we want our government to help us end this disease. We want to know the source of the disease.
Kweli kwamba watu 34 hatuwezi kuwarekodi kwa sababu wamefariki nje na mfumo wa rekodi za afya.
34 people cannot be recorded as they 34 people cannot be recorded if they have died outside the health system. May all the patients be taken to the referral hospital to find out what is really bothering them. RMO, you are in charge of taking all people with such symptoms to the hospital. We have to know if it is a bacteria or virus that is torturing these people.
The police force in Ruvuma region, in collaboration with the anti-poaching force under Tanzania Wildlife Authority Tower, has seized 160 firearms, with Ruvuma Police Commander ACP Simon Maigwa stating that weapons were being used for various crimes, including poaching.
Dhidi ya silaha haramu katika maeneo mbalimbali ya mkoa wa Ruvuma, na tumefanikiwa kukamata silaha.
Severe searches were conducted in different areas of Ruvuma, where we managed to seize 160 guns, and 68 suspects were arrested in connection with these incidences. Among the weapons, 149 traditional guns, 3 rifles and 8 shotguns. These weapons will be destroyed according to the laws in handling illegal weapons so that they will not bring any harm.
Na niseme tu kwamba silaha hizi zimeweza kuokoa wanyama wengi, zilizokamatwa hizi zimeweza kuokoa wanyama wengi ambao wanyamapori ambao.
Following the arrests, many wild animals' lives have been saved. Wild animals are a leading tourist attraction. They deserve to be protected for the benefit of our generation and the future generations.
The President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, has sworn into office 2 new High Court judges and the new Chairman of the Constitution Amendment Commission, who were appointed this week. Those sworn into office include Ibrahim Mzee Ibrahim, who was the Director of Prosecutions, Haji Omar Haji, who was in the International Human Rights Court in Arusha, as well as Khadija Shamte Mzee, who is the new Chairman of the Constitution Amendment Commission, taking the place of Judge Mshibi Bakari.
Na nitakuwa mtii kwa Rais wa Zanzibar na Mwenyekiti wa Baraza la Mapinduzi katika kutekeleza kazi zangu kama jaji wa Mahakama Kuu ya Zanzibar,
na kwa vyovyote vile sitatoa siri za Serikali ya Mapinduzi ya Zanzibar na kuomba Mwenyezi Mungu unisaidie.
The government has delivered for the country's proposed third 5-year development plan for 2021-2022 to 2025-2026 in Parliament, revealing that the plan is focused on 3 key areas, including growth of the economy.
Mpango wa 3 wa maendeleo ya taifa wa miaka 5.
That government plan for 5 years is led by 3 pillars, which are good governance, economic growth, and people's developments, where they all rely on 5 priorities. Among the priorities include accelerate competitive and inclusive economy, improve industrial production and provision of good quality services, increase trade, enhance individual development, and increase human resources.
Hasa nchi kama Tanzania ambayo uwekezaji wake katika utalii hauna gharama kwa sababu vitu vingi tayari ni viasi.
For a country like Tanzania, whose investment in the tourism sector is not costly, since many things are naturally available, Tanzania is the second country following Brazil for variety of tourist attractions. But not much efforts are done to advertise our country well, because the sector can contribute over 80% of our revenues.
The government in Kibaha, working with Tanzania Roads Agency, Town Roads in the coast region, has issued 2 days to small traders along Morogoro Road Reserve at Kibaha, Picha and Dega area to leave so as to pave way for the road expansion project to continue, as the area is not safe for trading activities.
There was security concern, but that particular area causes a lot of traffic jam. We've seen it as an opportunity for those who had missed out, and people complained to Honorable President that the area they had been allocated was not conducive for business. So all have been allocated areas and have built, but there are those who don't want to leave and are convincing others and coming up with propaganda.
Residents of 17 villages in Werawad, Pangani District, Tanga region have urged the government to speed up construction of the Clean and Safe Water project following challenges they face during rains when well water becomes sullied with sewage water.
Kipindi cha mvua maji tunayo mengi, lakini maji si salama kwa sababu visima vinakuwa viko karibu ya vyoo, kwa hiyo maji mkichota kutumia inakuwa ngumu.
Hii imekuja kutokana na changamoto katika baadhi ya vijiji ya kwamba kuna visima lakini vifupi, kwa hiyo wakati wa kiangazi maji yanakuwa yanakauka, na mengine wakati wa mvua nyingi basi kunakuwa na mwingiliano wa maji ya vyoo na visima, kwa hiyo maji yanakuwa si safi na salama.
Tanzania Bus Owners Association TABOA has said the Land Transport Regulatory Authority LATRA has stopped some buses from conducting transport activities after not using the electronic ticketing system, despite the system having various deficiencies that need to be resolved.
Inaongeza gharama za uendeshaji. Pia wamiliki tunapendekeza tuweke 2% tu kwenye mashine kwa gharama ili serikali na wazabuni wachukue makato yao.
Hata mtu wa duka, ina maana kama duka la milioni 50 basi aingize na float tena nyingine ya milioni 50. Kwa hiyo hilo duka litakuwa la milioni 100. Kwa hiyo haiwezekani kufanya kitu cha namna hiyo. Hakuna biashara yoyote inayofanywa hivyo Tanzania hii.
And that's all for the national news. International news is next. In international news, the United Kingdom has defended the AstraZeneca vaccine after South Africa halted rollout of the COVID-19 vaccine, saying it prevents death and serious illness. Junior Health Minister Edward Agar has said the vaccine was highly effective and that there was no evidence that it was not preventing hospitalizations and severe illness in the country. South Africa halted its plan to roll out the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine after data indicated it may give only minimal protection against mild to moderate infection caused by the country's dominant 501Y.V2 strain of the coronavirus. And the Court of Appeal in Uganda has set 11th February to start hearing of the election petition, which was filed by advocates of presidential candidate in the January 14th general election. Robert Kyagulanyi, popularly known by his musician name Bobby Wine. Citizens in the country have given mixed views on the case.
The citizens were getting nothing. President Museveni has now won and he doesn't want any problems for Uganda.
With more than 200,000 Tanzanians estimated to be living and working in Kenya, Tanzania's ambassador in the country, Stephen Timbacherene, has called on them to ensure they support their government's efforts in bringing about economic growth.
Nchi mbalimbali wana diaspora wamekuwa na michango mikubwa katika maendeleo.
In various countries, the diaspora have had big contribution in the development of our country, Tanzania, and contributions have been coming in from them in technology, capital investment, and expertise. And using this, they can invest in Tanzania.
That's where we leave off with international news. Business news follows after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Business news. The Chief Executive Officer of the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange, Moremi Marwa, has said that during the first week of February, the industrial sector contributed 80% of trading activities at the stock exchange.
It is expected for the industrial sector to have investment that is progressive. We have companies that deal in agriculture which have also been listed in the stock market.
Tanzania Revenue Authority has directed entrepreneurs and agents of electronic fiscal devices to adhere to the law which requires them to improve on the machines.
Tulishakaa na mawakala na tukakubaliana kimsingi kwamba wanatakiwa wazifanyie kazi kwa haraka.
We sat with agents and agreed in principle that they must quickly work on them, and any communication challenges, there is TRA nearby, so there is no reason to delay machines for traders.
The Farmers' Fair, known as Nane Nane this year, will be held nationally in Western Zone regions of Tabora and Kigoma, with crops produced by farmers expected to get foreign markets, whereby foreign investors will be given areas to establish strategic industries.
We need a lot of investors, particularly in value addition in livestock products, but also in agricultural products.
Unaona kuna jitihada serikali inajenga meli ya tani 4,000.
There are plans from the government to construct a ship of 4,000 tons in Kigoma. All this will depend on how people will actively take up opportunities to export goods.
Kwamba TanTrade na mikoa ya Tabora na Kigoma.
TanTrade in Tabora and Kigoma will work together to make sure that every farm participating leaves with product orders.
That's all for business news. Sports is next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through the second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Opposition, Joaquinho, he did lose to Lynn.
And now in sports. Former Simba Sports Club head coach Patrick Ossoms has arrived in Kenya ahead of his unveiling as AFC Leopards head coach.
Issues affecting the day-to-day running of the mainland Premier League and the smooth running of the clubs, so a number of officials from clubs keep it all together. TPLB chairman Stephen Muguto has now openly claimed they were gutted that some club officials opted against attending the meeting, terming the situation as unwelcoming and unacceptable. He further revealed only 6 secretaries general out of the invited 20 attended the seminar.
We apologize. That story was about Tanzania Premier League board TPLB expressing annoyance at some club officials who failed to attend a seminar held in Dar es Salaam on Saturday. And next we go back to our story on the former Simba Sports Club coach Patrick Ossoms arriving in Kenya ahead of his unveiling as AFC Leopards head coach.
An agreement with the Belgian to take over from Thomas Trusha, who quit his duties at the club. The former Simba Sports Club tactician is expected to sign a 2-year contract with Ingwe, and his main task will be to lead the team to win the Football Kenya Federation Premier League title for the first time since 1998. Ingwe have been without a coach since Trusha quit, alleging some officials were interfering with his work. The Czech Republic citizen was appointed to lead the 13-time champions in early November to help the team challenge for the 2020-21 league title. Assistant coach Anthony Modo Kimani has been in charge of the team on an interim basis.
Jurgen Klopp admitted Alisson Becker's errors had cost Liverpool in their crunch clash with Manchester City, but backed his goalkeeper to come back stronger from a chastening afternoon at Anfield. Here's more.
Twice on Sunday as City recorded a 4-1 win, which all but ends the Reds' hopes for retaining their Premier League crown. In a tight game, the Brazilians' poor clearance allowed Phil Foden to set up Ilkay Gundogan to give the visitors a 2-1 lead 17 minutes from time. Speaking at his post-match press conference, Klopp said he saw plenty of good things from his side, but could only agree that the decisive moments came from his goalkeeper's mistakes. He said he spoke to Alisson, telling him it's the thing about mistakes, you cannot decide when to make them.
AC Milan would love to have Zlatan Ibrahimovic next season, but they don't know yet whether the prodigious goalscorer wants to keep playing.
15 times in all competitions this campaign after almost retiring over the summer. His brace Sunday helped Milan to a 4-0 win over Crotone. After the game, manager Stefano Pioli said he appreciates all the qualities Ibrahimovic brings to his side, from attacking firepower to emotional leadership. Pioli, though, admitted his striker was tired by another hard-fought year. As many big clubs constantly try to find the next big thing to lead their attack, Milan's commitment to Ibrahimovic is somewhat unique. The club leads Serie A with a striker old enough to be the father of some of his opponents.
Kylian Mbappe is delighted to hear that Neymar will sign a new contract with Paris Saint-Germain.
The Brazilian international star, who arrived at the club in 2017, has intimated that he wants to extend his deal at Parc des Princes, with reports suggesting that an announcement could be close. Had PSG failed to agree terms with the former Barcelona star, they may have been forced to sell him this summer or else see him depart for nothing a year later. Mbappe had double reason for celebration as he was commenting after a 2-0 win over rivals Marseille that keeps PSG in touch at the top of the Ligue 1 table. He was able to get on the score sheet with a fine breakaway goal and was pleased with the manner in which the team executed their tactics, although he says there's more to come from himself.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. On behalf of everyone who worked to bring you this bulletin, my name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching and have a good night.
You can watch Capital News live on our social media accounts, YouTube Capital TV and Facebook Capital Television Tanzania from Monday to Friday at 9:30 p.m. Don't forget to subscribe and put notification on.
There are very many international organizations in the country.
Governments all around the world must collect taxes.
Could be any country in the world, and we only get to hear what they do in Tanzania.
Agriculture, in my view, is one of the main perspectives for
our embassies and high commission operate in Tanzania and how Tanzania can benefit from the presence of this organization, of this